everybody, welcome to Technically Correct. We're Geeks Who Drink, and here's how this whole thing works. In the first round, our director AJ will give us some questions from the Geeks Who Drink archives. We panelists will have 2 minutes to debate and finally choose an answer for the group. At the end of the 2 minutes, we'll decide on our final answer, and AJ will tell us if we are right, lather, rinse, repeat. If you're watching this live, we are watching the chat. Chime in if you have anything witty or interesting to say about the question. But whatever you do, don't shout out the answers. That's embarrassing, and we can be wrong all by ourselves. Before we get started, let's meet our panel. Joining us this week from the always weird Seattle, it's Pio.
Hey everyone. If my niece and nephew are watching, I'm going to say bad words. Don't say them often.
Just periodically. From Colorado, it's Geeks Who Drink editor-in-chief, Aaron.
Hello.
And keeping us young as always from Chicago, it's youth correspondent Naaim.
That's today.
The 21st night of September. I'm Nicole, joining you from DC, which does not stand for Donkey Kong. It doesn't stand for Don't Come. It stands for District of Columbia, but maybe just for now. Maybe just for now. I'm pro Douglas Commonwealth, by the way, once we're a state, which we deserve. Thank you. We all look forward to DC statement. I'd like to vote, please. Without further ado, AJ, give us our first question.
Ella Fitzgerald made her public singing debut in 1934 at what theater's still-going amateur night?
Mm-hmm.
Amateur night. I mean, I'm going to go with Apollo. I'm thinking Apollo, but that seems too obvious. I'm not sure.
I mean, like, if it's got to be something that's been around for a long time, that would also be my thought.
1934 indicates. I mean, she's black, so I don't know if you guys know that, but like, if you like, she was. I was
just
gonna say
hear
she was black,
Nicole.
But I know we're not supposed to say black, but she is. And even after posthumously, I think she still remains black. So that really gets rid of a lot of the country where this could have happened at this time.
Are we sure that the Mormons aren't baptizing people as different races after their death? No, or no?
This is a not to make you do your job again, but a linguistic question that my friends were discussing the other day was, after someone dies, are they still black or were they black? We did have this discussion, like specifically this discussion. Anyway.
Did you guys figure it out?
I think we decided that they would still be black, especially like if they came back as zombies. Would they be a black zombie or would they not be a black? If they came back, they would be a black zombie, right? Like, so.
Yeah. I mean, she's still wherever she is in her body. Maybe.
But once the decomposition happens, like the skin does not stay the same color. Anyway,
but it's also about, like you blacken your soul,
That's true. No, that's true. And if anybody was black in their soul, it's Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah, but a zombie wouldn't have a soul. Oh.
Ooh, that turned dark. AJ, is it the Apollo, please?
It is the Apollo Theater. Congratulations, pulling that out in the first 10 seconds, Pio.
Yes, it was originally a burlesque theater. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You took the guided tour?
No, I just know burlesque theaters nationwide.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll have a better question about that later.
We'll note that that's in your wheelhouse. AJ, can we get a question perhaps about burlesque?
Bombarded with old style and booze in 2003, what Cubs fan got an honorary World Series ring in 2016?
I thought it was going to be a burlesque question. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
We're going the right way.
He moved to Florida because of all the harassment that he got from Cubs fans in the intervening years.
So it sounds like you know who this is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not only is he our senior youth correspondent, he is also our senior baseball correspondent.
That is true. I'm wearing my St. Louis Cardinals hat right now, the most hated rival of the Chicago Cubs. which is always rough living in Chicago. It's also really expensive to go to a Cubs game. especially when they're playing the Cardinals. I see them a lot more in Milwaukee, which is like an hour and a half drive, but basically the same thing as trying to get into regular traffic. Beside the point.
I'm glad this
next time you visit Chicago.
I'm glad this question was written down because I thought it was booze, BOOZE, and I was like, okay.
I also thought it was BOOZE until I realized what the question was.
Oh,
Wait, isn't old style BOOZE?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that is the correct use for old style is to throw it at someone.
Well, old style is beer booze. I think some people draw a distinction.
No, booze has to be hard liquor, like whiskey.
Right. And so old style would not technically be booze.
Pio's been holding on to that.
I don't think old style is even legally beer. It tastes
piss water?
especially like piss. And I'm
They
drinking a
actually
Coors
take
right
it from
now.
the troughs at Wrigley Field. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lager? Is that right?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Allegedly.
Yes.
And this has nothing to do with if this were Philadelphia, they'd be throwing batteries and
Batteries,
rocks and
yeah.
stuff.
Right, because they fucking commit.
They do.
I love Philly. That's my
that's
other place
serious.
that I live. And
Yeah.
I appreciate the aggression.
Yeah, they don't mess around. No one ain't got time for that.
So Naaim, what person is this?
This is Steve Bartman, is his name. This was a series against then the Florida Marlins in 2003, who went on to win the World Series. I believe he caught the ball that was supposed to be caught by Felipe Alou. I could be getting the name of the player wrong, but that's
Wait, this is a regular dude?
yeah, just a guy. Yeah, he was like a lawyer or something. He had to move because people found his address in 2003 and like were harassing him at his home, and he had to move to Florida because he got so much harassment from Cubs fans.
That's some Philly behavior, honestly.
That is
Yeah,
some Philly
yeah,
behavior.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Now Philly would have burned his house down. Come on.
Also true.
Philly killed a robot. They ain't gonna fuck around when you screw with their baseball.
Yeah. Poor hitch spot.
Or hit spot.
So is it Steve Bartman per Naaim?
It is Steve Bartman.
Good job.
I'm very glad you're here, Nine. No one. would've
Yeah.
gotten
That was like a softball for me. That was pretty easy.
Softball. Close. Kinda.
We couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah.
Derek and I would have gone for like 10 minutes on that.
Yeah. You could just make up every single name right there, and I'd have no clue at all.
Bodie McBoatface. That's our answer.
Bartman? I don't think so.
Yeah, to the Bartman.
not
Yeah,
real.
it really does kind of sound fake.
Is the Bartman now getting a beatdown from Phillies fans?
Hopefully.
Oh. AJ.
It was
can
Moises
we-
Alou. I thought Moises, and then I changed my mind and said Felipe, but it was Moises Alou.
Moises. Okay, well, he will
Name's
go down
having
in
his
history.
own quiz over there. Side quiz.
Just all baseball over there, but I need to step away from it. That is not what I'm strong at. AJ, can we get a non-baseball question?
Sure. Victorian pulp horror novels that were cheap and bad inspired the name of what Showtime series?
Oh.
Yeah.
Red Shoe Diaries?
Yes. Californication,
Yeah.
obviously. In either one, David Duchovny is getting laid. So,
Yeah.
did anyone ever see this show? Like, I don't think I've even.
I don't know
spoken
what
to
show we're
anyone
talking
I'm
about.
not sure
I
what
could never
show this
afford
is.
Premium cable.
Oh, okay. The name of the show was Penny Dreadful.
Okay.
Oh.
I
I've
think
heard
that's
of
where
it.
I'm going.
But yeah, I don't think I've seen any Showtime shows. Or hold on, no, the House of Lies was Showtime, right? I watched that one. That might have been Stars, but I think it was Showtime.
It was.
It's all the
Showtime.
same. Oh.
Definitely wasn't HBO. Not that much I know.
Penny Dreadful seemed like one of the series I would watch, but I think it was also one of those ones that like kind of got canceled. So it's like, well, then I'm not going to start it.
Well, it
Canceled,
seemed like they were
like-
trying to hitch on to like the American Horror Story wagon and do that kind of thing. I think it was an anthology series, right?
No, it was an ongoing series that lasted 3 seasons, and it actually did get a definitive end.
Oh, well, maybe I'll pick it up. And then there's been a recent, a more recent one, like City of Angels with the lady from Game of Thrones with the smirk, Natalie Dormer.
Okay.
It all comes together. Not really. It's a disaster.
I'm a scaredy cat who's never paid for premium cable. So
Oh,
That's
you're
why.
like all of my siblings-in-law.
actually, let me not say that because I did get HBO so that I could watch I May Destroy You, and I kept it because I watched many more of their premium contents and I've been satisfied.
It's not TV.
Yeah.
It's a bow.
HBO.
It's a bow.
It's Habo. I do also have HBO, but like, yeah, Showtime, like, you know, occasionally a trial will come up and I'll be like, all right, I'll try Showtime. And then I watch nothing. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not going to keep Showtime. Same with Stars.
They meant like a courtroom trial. And I was like, oh, do they have court TV on Showtime now? That's very
They're showing the enhanced AJ full or OJ full
OJ trial. No, AJ has not been on trial as far as we know
of. That you know of.
I don't know
That's what
if
they
AJ
show
drives a
on
white
Showtime.
Ford Bronco or not.
Sorry to besmirch your good name.
You're fine. I did make a joke the other day that with them re-releasing the Ford Bronco, that I was disappointed they didn't come in only white.
The only white reissue.
Cutting to the chase, Aaron is absolutely right. That was Penny Dreadful.
Awesome.
Cheap and bad. That's a good hint.
Well, everybody's been right about something except Nicole. So can we get a question I would know?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, we can't.
The main
You
Lord of
can do
the...
great in the next round.
Oh, no, he said Lord of the Rings.
Come on, it's literary.
Pio question.
Literary.
The main Lord of the Rings battle you remember was at Hornburg Castle in what fictional valley?
Y'all don't need me.
Valley of the Dolls. I think that's what it's called. No, I'm not alone on this one, right? This is going to be the second movie. This is going to be the Two Towers. Nicole, anything?
This is the one in the rain with the elves.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure there's elves in all of them, but yes,
Well,
there
sure,
were, in
but like the
fact.
elves, they're like on the castle and they're like shooting bows and arrows, which the elves do a lot in those movies, of course. I have not seen Lord of the Rings movies in a long time.
They never showed up in the books. They weren't at that battle.
Yeah, I mean, that's the funny thing. Like if reading the books, like the battles are like one page, and then there's like 15 pages on the walk that they took for a day and the songs that they sang.
Well, and the
which is
name
fine.
of every rock and tree along the way.
Exactly.
This
And
rock's
that's like-
name. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, and then here's the Elvish songs and all this stuff. And by the way, there was a big fight at Helm's Deep. I mean, whatever. But what's important is this type of ivy that grows there. I'm J.R.R. Tolkien, and I'm trying to survive the trauma of World War One.
See, I didn't read the Lord of the Rings books, but I did watch the movies, and I did the opposite for The Hobbit because you don't need 3 Hobbit movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not.
And also, in the book, Bilbo gets knocked out and misses the battle.
Oh yeah,
Like we don't know
pretty
the
much.
battles of what happens in the Battle of the Five Armies because he's knocked out for the whole thing.
Whoa, spoilers.
No, sorry.
Spoilers for a
Also-
85-year-old book.
Also at Helm's Deep, they in the movie, didn't they kill Glorfindel? Like, isn't he like unceremoniously killed off as like a background character? Because
Oh no, Glorfindel isn't in the movie. You're thinking of
I thought he was just in the back. Who was it?
You're thinking of the elf whose name begins with an H, right? I don't. You've stretched me to the limit here. I'm sure AJ knows this one, but I think the answer is Helm's Deep. I mean,
Helm's Deep is also what I would have said.
yeah. Is
That's
that
like
the
the
name
one
of the
thing I read.
valley or the castle, though?
Well, the
What
castle is Hornsburg Castle.
Oh, it's Hornsburg. Yeah.
Yeah, but Helm's Deep is the holdfast within the castle, I believe. I think this question may be factually inaccurate.
Oh,
Technically incorrect.
actually,
Too soon.
what do you think, Nicole? What are we gonna go with?
You guys have been speaking Greek to me for the previous 2 minutes.
I feel like the answer has to be Helm's Deep, but it's
It
possible
is.
that Helm's Deep isn't the actual correct answer, but it's the
Yes.
answer that's going to be written down when AJ clicks the next button.
Nine
the
seems
break.
correct.
During the break, I'll break out my maps and I'll see what they say.
We're all looking forward to it. AJ, is Naaim correct?
Helm's Deep is the answer.
I'm looking this up. I can't wait. No. It is the actual gorge is named Helm's Deep.
There we go. See?
Huh.
Do you think Geeks writers would get Lord of the Rings facts incorrect?
Yeah, that's dangerous.
I don't know.
Wasn't me.
Really?
I didn't write it.
The only people on the editorial staff that are real Tolkien nerds are me and Eric. So
But I feel like what would happen is that even if it wasn't you too, there would be a concern that you can't get it wrong because of how many erogenous zones emails you would then get if it was incorrect.
Yeah, and Eric would have vetted this before he gave it to the show. So
yeah, so
and I
We
think
know who our fans are.
Yeah. And I think the other interesting thing about that scene is, them mention, the two things that I've actually read about recently are where Gimli goes that, oh, my axe is in his nervous system. It's like, how do they know about nervous systems? And
how do orcs know what a menu is?
What a menu is? They're like, meat's back on the menu. It's like, so orcs have menus. They have organized restaurants and whatnot. Okay, interesting.
Why not?
World building.
AJ, I asked for a question that I might know the answer to. Can you please help?
So Tom Bombadil. No.
Sure, I actually think this one is right in your wheelhouse. In Jurassic Park, Laura Dern does a diagnosis by rifling through the poop of what dinosaur?
I don't remember if I said this. I don't remember if a Jurassic Park question has come up before, but I feel like I've mentioned this before. Jurassic Park was the #1 movie the year I was born.
Oh, that's sad.
For you.
1994?
93. Yeah. 1993 was the biggest. I think it was the biggest movie in the world briefly, right? Until Independence Day. Was Independence Day bigger? It was a good couple years for Jeff Goldblum, is all I'm saying.
I think my ex-stepdad took me to see it, and I was like 5, so that wasn't appropriate. But that's why I don't remember it.
Is that why he's your ex-stepdad? The first movie I remember seeing in the theaters was actually The Lost World. I think my uncle took me to go see Jurassic Park: The Lost World in '97, so I would have been 4.
My mom took me to see The Bodyguard. Also not appropriate, although she did this this thing.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Jurassic Park, I guess 5 is a little young, 4 also was a little young, but it's a PG movie, right? It's good for all ages.
Scary.
It's a little scary.
It is. There are parts of that, yeah.
Yeah, Nicole.
for sure.
Nicole, have you seen any of the fan casts for a reboot of The Bodyguard with Lizzo and Chris Evans?
Yeah, Lizzo is really pushing for that. She really wants that.
That sounds like content I would be interested in.
I think we'd all watch that.
Yeah.
Or we're ticking down, but did Nicole, was this question for you?
No, I've never seen Jurassic Park since I was 5.
Really?
Wow.
It's a great movie. It holds up.
What about if I would
the dinosaur effects actually hold up shockingly well.
Yeah. That is one big pile of shit. Does that help you at all?
I would know that's a line from Jurassic Park.
Okay, good. We're halfway there.
So wait,
right.
Are we looking for is the dinosaur named, or is it a type of dinosaur?
The type of dinosaur.
So I can name types of dinosaurs.
Okay.
Quick, you got 10 seconds.
Good.
Like
Do
a T-Rex,
Okay, no.
No.
Velociraptor.
Keep going.
No.
That's all the dinosaurs I can name.
All right. Dinosaur questions.
It's a Triceratops, right?
It is a Triceratops.
I believe,
Yeah.
yes,
I
it
can
is a
name that one too.
Triceratops.
I believe it was named Sue in the book.
Really?
I could be wrong. That
It
might
was.
have been a T-Rex actually.
No, you are right.
No,
The
that's the name
T-Rex
of the
was
T-Rex
Sue.
at the Chicago Natural History Museum.
Maybe they named it after.
Hmm.
The-
I even remember what the Triceratops got sick from. It was East Indian lilac.
Wow.
Deep cut.
because
Well done.
Laura Dern's character was a paleobotanist.
Uh-huh.
So
I love that you guys are familiar with the oeuvre of Laura Dern.
It's
Laura Dern's
she's great.
She is great.
She's great in everything. She's the
Yeah.
best.
If she wants to come on the show, I'll gladly step away.
We'll
No
all step
problem.
away. It'll just be
Yeah.
4 Laura Derns. That's fine.
Laura Dern, come save us.
I didn't watch that. If I recall, in the book, doesn't Richard Attenborough's character, Dr. Hammond, die in the
Yes.
first book? He gets eaten by the tiny
Well, he's a
dinosaur.
lot more of a
By
villain in the
compies,
book than he is in the movie.
Yeah, and Malcolm dies in the original novel.
Correct.
Oh,
Yes.
He
And then,
retconned that for the Lost World novel.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah, he dies. Like there's when they're getting on the helicopter, Jack's Grant asks about him, and Laura Dern's character just kind of shakes her head. That's the only acknowledgement that he died.
he dies shambling on about chaos theory.
And also the kids die.
Yeah, they all die.
Did the kids die in the book?
They actually
Is
Is this a joke? I can't tell. I don't know. I never read the book.
spoilers, everyone. They were dead the whole time.
There's been a rousing game of deep cuts from Jurassic Park and who's died. But unfortunately, we got to pay some bills. So it's time for our first ad break. See you back here in a few. Welcome back to Technically Correct, and specifically to our second round, Technically Incorrect. First, though, remember that you can check out Geeks Who Drink pub quizzes in bars across this great nation just about every night, and get a quick hit of trivia on YouTube every weekday around lunchtime. Make sure you subscribe to this channel before you go so you don't miss anything. We also have a whole quiz on Twiz. Whole quiz on Twitch every Monday night. And you can even book us, yes, us, all of us, to do a private quiz virtually or in person. For all the details on that stuff, bookmark geekswhodrink.com, follow us on the socials, etc. Now it's time for Technically Incorrect. In this round, the panel will still have 2 minutes to answer each question, but there's no more teamwork. Everyone is in it for themselves, which does not bode well for me with questions about baseball and Jurassic Park and Lord of the Rings.
Ella Fitzgerald.
But there was an Ella Fitzgerald question. This means we'll be actively trying to psych each other out, and you should be too. Put your most plausible wrong answers in the chat. We'll throw them in the mix. And at the end of the timer, we'll all write down our answers and show them to see who's right, by which I mean we panelists will do that. You don't have to be right in the comfort of your own home. AJ, start us off.
Your first question for Technically Incorrect. Really, 3 kids stacked in a trench coat. Vincent Adultman was a rare human character on what show?
Jurassic Park, the show.
I'm gonna be honest. I started writing Vincent Adultman, and then you said Vincent Adultman.
Damn.
So clearly, Naaim knows this one, which means that it's a young person thing. All right, so that means
he knows stuff beyond his age, though.
I know, but this is just probability here. It's either baseball, a show related to baseball, or youth correspondent TV.
This is actually the one single season series pitch that aired on Fox.
Oh, that's a hint.
There would have been a better way to come up with that show, because that show is about the first female pitcher in the major leagues, but that has to be a human being, which it was a good show. I actually liked the show. I didn't like the fact that the pitcher had to have a romance with the catcher. That was like, come on, you don't have to do that. But, otherwise, enjoyable show. One season. You can watch it on Hulu.
Are Rick and Morty humans?
Rick and Morty are humans.
They're cartoons.
Rick is Morty's grandfather.
Well, Nicole, they're no cartoons.
Human cartoons.
This is Cow and Chicken. You guys remember Cow and Chicken?
Yes.
I love Cow and Chicken.
I don't know that. Naaim, are you too young for Ren and Stimpy?
I'm not too young for Ren and Stimpy. No, I remember Ren and Stimpy, but no, Cow and Chicken was on Cartoon Network in like the 90s.
John K.
You were the
would
right
say
age range
no
for that,
one is
Nicole.
young
I think you
enough
just
for
missed
Ren
it.
and Stimpy.
Was it on before Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
Yes.
I remember that one because that was weird to me even as a child.
No, that's definitely weird.
Yeah.
Definitely weird.
It was great. I remember liking it and not getting it, and then later getting it.
And not liking it?
No, I still liked it. It's still good.
I was like, this is like Jay Leno, but he's a cartoon.
Yeah, it was more like Craig Ferguson, to be honest.
That's fair.
I was not a late night connoisseur during my youth. We went to bed at a reasonable hour in my functional home.
I loved Conan when I was 12, and I still love him when I'm 28. So,
all right.
Conan, in fact, has been on television my entire life.
Everyone knows.
I didn't know. I have no idea.
TikTok or some shit. Well, that's 3 points for Nicole Naaim and Jon Pio with BoJack Horseman.
Vincent Adultman, voiced by Alison Brie of Community fame.
I only knew that because it said rare human character and the tip that Naaim is young. And I was like, I can name 2 cartoons, Rick and Morty and BoJack Horseman. So thanks. Hot tip. I've never seen either, but people keep threatening to show me or offering.
I've also never seen either. What I have seen is Venture Brothers. If you haven't seen Venture Brothers, I highly recommend it.
Too soon.
Very much gone too soon, but they are doing a wrap-up movie, so that's good.
And a Metalocalypse wrap-up movie. Finally.
I didn't watch Metalocalypse, but I'm happy for the people who enjoy it.
All right. That's been our cartoon discussion for the evening, hopefully. AJ, can we have another question?
Perfect for a wedding in Moose Jaw, what classy outfit consists of a denim jacket and jeans?
Wasn't A Wedding in Moose Jaw Gene Hackman's last movie?
No, it was a Ryan Reynolds romantic comedy. It bombed
in 2006. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So you're thinking of Green Lantern.
That post Van Wilder bump.
Welcome
to Mooseport, by the way, is the reference I was making in case you out there don't know.
Yes.
Now that you said it, that I remember.
Ray Romano and Gene Hackman, and then Gene Hackman retired from acting.
That was it. I'm done. I'm taking my Crimson Tide.
He went out on top.
Superman money, and I'm going home.
I mean, when you get that power couple on camera, Romano and Hackman together at last.
Finally,
Have you guys
sparks.
Ever seen that picture of Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake when they were dating, and they're both wearing all denim?
Mm-hmm.
Because 1999, we thought was the end of the world.
Which is why it's now called the Timberlake. That's what they call it.
Yeah, the Timber.
That outfit.
The Timber Spears.
I mean, Nicole,
the Shiver Me Timber Spears. I don't know what I'm doing.
Based on where we're at, that literally could have been the beginning of the end of the world. That could have been it.
We were right.
Yeah, because it was that, And then we got, historic flooding and hurricanes and fires and the rise of fascism. It all comes
Plague.
back.
I mean,
plague. How could
I'm
I
not
forget?
going to say that Justin Timberlake caused 9/11, but I don't have any evidence that he did not.
What I will say is that do you guys have you seen this theory that the reason that 9/11 happened is that Kermit the Frog was born?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. Nicole's blown away. You have to explain it.
So they did like an It's a Wonderful Life thing, but with the Muppets. And
Kermit,
Kermit
right?
was never born.
Yeah.
And it was in like 2002 or 2003 or whatever. And they show modern day if Kermit was never born and the Twin Towers are still there. So presumably because they still just had the old plates and they didn't change them. But if Kermit wasn't born, then 9/11 wouldn't have happened. That is what the Muppets implied.
I am going to start a conspiracy theory that Justified was actually Justin Timberlake's confession, like the same way they say that The Shining was Kubrick's like Apollo moon landing confession. It was his confession for causing 9/11. So Crimea River is on there. You got the Hudson right there. Oh!
I'm just saying, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
And he's got to go deeper. And Senorita,
got that song.
That probably has something to do with something.
Yeah. And he has that song, Kermit convinced me to do it.
Yes. That famous B-side that never hit. Yeah.
What bothers me
answer for this classy outfit?
What bothers me more is I immediately started wondering what Timothy Oliphant had to do with 9/11.
Me too. I did too.
Canadian tuxedo is absolutely right. That's points all around.
I mean,
fun.
I'm wrong. I said leisure suit. I don't know if you want to give it to me.
Let him
You
be
don't.
right.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
no.
You do not.
Let
no.
him be wrong.
When Hassan Minhaj, when he was on the Daily Show, when he was interviewing Justin Trudeau, he wore a Canadian tuxedo. And he kind of apologized at the beginning or the end of the interview to be like, hey, I'm sorry, it's for the bait. Obviously, it's a comedy show. And Justin Trudeau goes, oh, no, there's a painting of my dad wearing exactly that outfit. His father, Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau, just wearing a full-on Canadian tuxedo. I
would never have pulled that out if you hadn't given the Canada hint. And I was like, Moose Jaw, Canada. So appreciate that. Also today, I found out that there's a GIF of Kermit with fangs biting Vincent Price that I can use come spooky season, which is very soon upon us.
You know what, Nicole? You're allowed to use that GIF anytime you want.
Yeah, but we're so close to spooky season.
I'm going to use that
like
in my
spooky season
private
starts
life.
at the end of Earth, Wind, and Fire Day.
Today!
That's today!
What's today?
The 21st night of September.
Oh, how could I forget? I thought I'd always remember.
We were dancing the night away. Okay, well, that's great. That means I'm licensed to use that Kermit gift tomorrow. Thanks, Ned. AJ, what do you got for us next?
Halma is Greek for jump. So Star Halma was the original name for what board game?
Interesting. Board game.
Is there a Super Mario board game? Because he gets stars and jumps.
Clear this is Settlers of Catan, right? Because you jump from hex to hex, and no, you don't. You don't do that. I'm not even gonna lie. That's a bad game. It's not a good game.
It's very popular though, right?
I know. I appreciate it for how it's introduced people to the board gaming hobby. It is part of the board gaming renaissance that restarted. But looking back on it, no. It's not very good. In fact, they changed it to just Catan because of the colonization implication of being settlers of Catan. It's like, no, there's not an untouched wilderness. There's probably somebody there, and you're going to boot them out. You colonizing bastards.
That is true, but it does still say trade, build, settle.
It does.
Sorry, I'm looking at my box over there.
His box.
I'm pointing at my box of Catan.
My box is right over there too.
I realized as I was pointing that you can't see what I'm pointing at.
See, and I'm not a board game person, and I enjoy Catan. I'm nowhere near up in them guts as far as board games go as Pio.
There's plenty. There's. I mean, I get it, but there's a lot of other things you should try now that are far more compelling. Come to my channel afterwards, and we'll discuss No, we won't. I don't
My
know.
problem is that I have just like a bunch of party games, like nothing but party games, and then also Catan and Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
But like I'm a party game guy. I don't know why.
I'll come
with-
party with you. I love party games.
Yeah.
Like people think that if you don't like Catan and whatever else those y'all folks play, that you don't like games. But I love games. Give me fucking Taboo, Cranium. I'll rock that shit.
My best friend is very much like higher brow. I don't want to call him higher brow, but like more strategic games. And it's like, yeah, but like if you bust that out in the midst of a bunch of people who are not there to play that game, they're gonna be annoyed with you.
I didn't sign up to stay here for 4 hours and argue with you about what's on cards. I just want to guess words out loud.
Right.
Sometimes I'm fine with it. Sometimes I want to do that.
It's all about choosing the right game for the right moment. I'm not against any of those things. I like party games as well. The problem with party games is there's a motherfucking pandemic and you can't play them anymore. In fact,
Thanks for bringing us down.
Games.
Some of them are playable online.
I know, but it's not the same.
It's
my
not the same.
favorite.
You're
My
not
favorite board game to play was one that my wife and I invented that we called Put, which involved a go board and a taboo buzzer. And there was a referee, and no one could know the rules. But
Calvin Ball?
whenever the referee felt that the game was not being played correctly, he or she would buzz the taboo buzzer very loudly, and then everyone would have to drink.
That sounds fun. Well, let's see if Star
Once. It was fun
Halma is
once.
something that exists. We're wrong together.
Close. Chinese checkers.
Oh,
That's
I was
racist.
thinking that. I was thinking because that's a star. Is it a
Oh,
it
it
is
is
a
a star.
star,
yeah.
It is a star. But why are the Greeks calling? Who invented it? The Chinese or the Greeks? Or both?
Also, what do the Chinese people call it? Maybe we should just call it that if they made it.
do they call it Star Halma?
We use the original Greek name.
Yeah.
We're traditionalists.
For what it's worth, I do believe you spelled backgammon correctly. Yes.
okay. Thank you very much. I was really worried about that.
Important. All right, let's have another question.
Over 300,000 Instagrammers follow Sasha Flute, the instrument companion of what singer?
Sasha Fierce, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep.
Who,
Yes.
as we all know,
It's
is
Beyonce.
Cardi.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I ruin that for you?
Oh no.
Yes, and
It's actually Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's testicles.
I love that story.
I could not get a handle on it.
It's very weird.
It's so weird. And now you have the Barbadian government saying that there's no such guy in the country.
Excuse me, Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Trinidadian government. Yeah. No, Cardi B is Barbadian, right? Or
no, Rihanna.
Rihanna's Barbadian.
Barbadian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew one of these wonderful African American musicians was
Caribbean
Barbadian.
American.
Yeah.
Caribbean
they're not
American. You're correct.
Yeah. You were about to upset some stands on all sides, so
I was doing my best.
you don't want to be on the wrong side of the barbs.
They're all great musicians.
That's why
Nicki
that
Minaj,
was like,
probably not a medical expert, but her music,
Yeah.
Starships is a great song.
Biden was like, Nicki Minaj, would you like to come to the White House and talk about vaccines? Like he wasn't gonna
Yeah.
tell her she was wrong.
Yeah.
He was nervous about saying she was going to be wrong.
Well, and
You
I
didn't
love
upset the
I love
bar.
the theory that it's a gigantic troll to distract. It's like a big publicity stunt for her to distract from stuff that's going on with her management and
Her husband,
her husband.
who
yeah.
is shady.
Yeah, super shady.
But she has done this before.
I mean,
She's
I think
done
you and
some
I
wild-
read the same Slate article.
so are
Anyway.
you saying she's continuing on anti-vaccination sentiments just to cover up some nonsense in her management?
But it was
Yeah.
only like semi anti-vax, and at the same time she was talking about the importance of wearing masks, but only the right masks.
Right. I mean,
She was
like,
asking what vaccine she should get.
okay.
Yeah, it's this weird little subterfuge web of tweets.
Look, we're talking about it, so it worked.
I wasn't
Exactly,
sure if
yeah.
it was like a backwards way of being like, "Hey, you should get vaccinated because it'll make your balls nice and big."
Although didn't Twitter suspend her for some amount of time?
Yeah, briefly.
For
Yeah.
like 5 seconds. She was
Yeah.
fine. All right. What's the answer to this flute?
Wow, everybody actually got it right that time. It is Lizzo.
That's because Retka talked about her earlier, and because she is very famously frequently pictured with a flute.
And she is good as hell.
She is. I
Non-committal.
went to see her before the whole panini, and she was like dancing around on stage and playing the flute, and I was like, I don't have the lung capacity for either of those things. Good for her.
Yeah, she is one of my daughter's favorite singers. Like, Good as Hell is just one of the most joyful videos ever made.
It's just so much fun.
Yeah. I like her a lot too. That album.
Yeah,
is
but also like,
fire.
don't paint her into that Good as Hell corner, even though it's a Good as Hell corner.
It's
She's
good.
got many good songs. I
Oh,
like,
she does.
I like Juice.
Juice is
I
great.
like Boys. I like a lot of her
Don't we all?
things.
And
right.
and she's going to be in that reboot of The Bodyguard with Chris Evans.
Bodyguard with Chris Evans.
Which I stand.
Let's put this
You know,
energy out
but
to
the funny
world,
thing is, I can
people.
actually see it happening.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it seems realistic.
Let's do it.
If they remade it like semi tongue in cheek, like the way that they approached
21 Jump Street.
Yes, exactly. Like it could be really fun. And I'm only on board for this if Costner has a role in it. If Costner gives his blessing, if the old mayonnaise golem finally stamps this, then I'm on board.
Is he a good
Costner
sport?
plays Evans' dad, who like you never see, and then like he shows
Yes,
up
yeah,
in like
yeah.
the last 2 minutes,
No, I could see him being like his mentor, right? Like,
Yeah.
reprising his role, the same character.
yeah, the same character. Why not?
But he's retiring.
yeah,
He's retired. He's
he's
retired for
retired.
many
Yeah.
years.
he's been playing golf, and he's
Yeah.
like, "This is my mentor, who might be his son." Maybe they find that out too. Yeah,
So we volunteered as script writers for this reboot.
let's do it.
Playing
We
golf.
already have done. It's all right here.
Yeah.
We at very least need a story by credit.
Now here's the thing: does Lizzo cover the song, or is there a different song? Because
Oh no,
Right.
you have to do like an updated version of the
Phil's
song.
gotta be
You have
both.
to.
okay,
Yeah.
And very few people could do that except Lizzo. So we might as well like take advantage of her gifts.
Right.
I think we've got it, guys. We've solved it.
We did
Um,
it. We cracked it.
AJ, I think we just have this is one more question. Is that right?
2 more.
2 more. Okay.
No,
Ooh, two
I
chances.
tell filthy lies. This is our last question.
I was tallying. I was trying to be on top of my shit as the person in charge of keeping this panel going.
Nicole. I
Other
thought
than
you said I'm Italian. And I was like, really?
And therefore,
Therefore.
I am not Italian, but I do live with one.
I have an apron that says that.
Check out my last name. There's more vowels than consonants. I'm definitely Italian.
My
There you go.
wife, I shit you not, is a Borgia.
Mm.
And every time there's like a display of temper, she blames it on Borgia blood.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm a Borgia.
You're
sorry.
lucky I just didn't have you strung up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My people assassinated a pope once. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
It's
yell at you
just
about
how
the
we are.
dishes.
We're the Italian equivalent of Philadelphia.
Oh.
I have an apron that says that too. It's great.
All right, AJ, what's our last question?
Speaking of the Borgias, a 1995 High Times cover featured a weed-smoking alien with the caption, "Take me to your what?"
I don't know, but I kind of want it to be weeder.
I also had the same immediate thought. And I'm certainly gonna, if I don't think of anything else, I'm certainly gonna write it down.
I have no idea, but I want it to be true.
Oh man.
Who
Oh.
who is the leader of? Is it Willie Nelson? Is it Cheech and Chong? Is it Snoop Dogg?
Oh, who is the leader of
The weeder? Yeah,
Hot Smoke?
that's certainly the Mount Rushmore,
Jerry
right?
Garcia. I mean, does
No,
the
he
leader
was
have
way
to be
more
alive?
into crack, man.
Okay.
Freebasing. Jerry Garcia, big fan.
Uh,
I know this is not true, but my headcanon is that cover had Alf on it, and it's "Take Me to Your Cat." Willie.
We should have known that the world was going to end at Y2K because this is what was happening in 1995.
Do you think Tom DeLonge read this article and thought aliens definitely exist, and then that led to the entire rest of his life? He's a Blink-182 guy, if you don't know who Tom DeLonge is.
Mm-hmm.
The less cute one. The least cute one. Sorry.
The least cute one?
I guess
really?
that's a fair opinion if you have it.
You're going least cute.
Who's the least cute?
Travis.
It's not. No,
yeah.
look at those tattoos.
I got confused with DeLonge and Tom Morello, and I was like, the guy from Rage Against the Machine.
He's
No,
kinda
he's got a Harvard degree in poli sci.
I was like, he's really brilliant.
Although for what it's worth, Tom DeLonge did actually discover a UFO.
Okay.
Also, Travis Barker is dating a Kardashian, so
Really? Which one?
moved up in the world. Courtney.
Oh.
Was Travis the one that was in the airplane crash?
Yes, that is true. Yeah.
And
And in fact, had not ridden in an airplane since until like last month or something like that.
And it would be really mean to call Mark Hoppus the least cute one since he's like
He has
currently
cancer?
undergoing chemo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was cuter. I thought he was cuter than Tom. Tom's the third.
I did too.
I would say the least cute one is Scott Rayner.
The one that didn't make the cut.
The drummer that got kicked out.
He is the drummer that Travis replaced. Yes. Yeah. You guys want me to grab my Blink records? They're on the same shelf as Catan. That's not even a joke.
We're gonna start another show, and it'll be what's in Naim's room.
Yeah, it's Naaim show and tell with Naaim.
Yeah.
But for now, what's the answer to this?
No, that's our
very funny
podcast, but it's audio only.
Oh,
Weeder, dealer. Lucretia
You said this was a Borgia question. It's not Lucretia Borgia?
That's a point each for Naaim and Aaron.
No, this, I shit you not, this is total kismet. This came up last night. I was talking to a friend and Badman on the phone, and we thought it would be funny to make all sorts of various parody bands, including like a black metal band that we're going to call Black Forest. And we were going to make an early 90s funk rock band. Like, just think Chain Wallets, Call Take Me to Your Dealer. And we were going to be 311. It was going to be a 311 cover band.
By the way, if anybody's out there who is also a Blink fan like me, Matt Skiba does also exist. All right.
Oh. I went to a 311 concert, and it was exactly what I expected. Also, like way later than anybody should have been doing that because of my age. So it was like 2005.
Really?
I feel like that's not way later.
It was post Amber.
Yeah, but it's okay because the world had already started ending at that point.
That's right. We were already in a downward spiral.
we were post Timber Spears. So
Creatures for a while had already come out. That's where
Timber
we are.
Spears Apocalypse.
Yeah.
You are more familiar with 311's catalog than I would have thought, Nicole.
I contain multitudes.
It is odd that like 311's discography, but like nothing about Lord of the Rings. Okay, all right.
Or Jurassic Park.
Or Jurassic. It takes a village. It really does.
That's why we do it as a team.
Yeah.
Well, that's all of our questions for this week, but we do still have one thing for you to vote on after all. That is the winner of our show. AJ's going to pop up a poll, and you can choose the panelists who you thought did the best job tonight, whatever that means to you. But before then, there is at least one quantifiable measurement available to us. AJ, who scored the highest during the technically incorrect round?
In technically incorrect tonight, Naaim came out on top.
Yay! He was also the MVP in the first round.
Yeah. But it's too bad that all those stands are going to murder him for confusing Beyonce, Rihanna, and Cardi B.
I didn't confuse them at all. I just said that they are all wonderful. I said African American, and Nicole correct me if they're Caribbean American.
No.
Enjoy it before they come for you, Naaim.
They're all wonderful ladies and wonderful musical artists.
It's too late. You fucked up, dude. It's too late.
Well, Naaim may have technically won, but you can choose a winner however you like. We're going to find out who you pick after one more teeny tiny break. See you in a few.
like starships.
Okay, audience. Remember that the fun doesn't stop when we reveal our winner. You can see everything else we're up to at geekswhodrink.com and or by following us on the socials like Facebook, Twitter, the Gram, and YouTube, where you are right now. Like and subscribe. You know what to do. Without further ado, AJ, who is our winner?
Well, with 50% total of the vote tonight, it is Naaim.
Yay.
Hack that ballot box.
I would like to point out that I voted for him and probably should have voted for myself.
You know what? It happens. My charm is infallible. I don't know what the next word that I was looking for was.
I'm
It's
sure
like when you play
Naaim-
games with kids, you let them win.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Now I think Naaim went on the TikTok or the Reels, whatever, and said, "Hey, social media world, vote for me," and that's what happened.
You just sounded like, "Hey, fellow kids."
Hey, fellow kids.
By the way, I do have I have a music/band T-shirt. Maybe I'll wear that next time I'm on.
So you'll stop being the baseball correspondent and you'll be the senior pop punk correspondent.
There you go.
Oh, then now he's a pop punk guy. Look at that. Yeah.
There we go. It's all it takes. All it takes is flip the hat around.
Don't
Don't waste your time on me.
Of all the Blink 182 songs, you picked "I Miss You."
It's a good song.
Yeah, it's just
Stick around for Blink 182 and 311 talk here Geeks Who Drink.
Blink 311 seems like a good show name.
Whoa. All right, Naaim, that's our new podcast. We're just going to do mashups.
Yep, you birthed a podcast. It happened.
Well, we'll let you know once we get that started.
I checked. It already exists. Sorry.
Everyone has a podcast. Thanks for watching as always. And make sure you come back next week to listen to our podcast and find out if Naaim is still technically correct.
Technically Correct was filmed in front of a live internet audience.